Hello and Happy New Year for those of you who follow the modern numbering system. So I'm in the garden and it's January, so it's pretty bleak out here at the moment. But I have got this plant here, which is a witch hazel. And I've done another video about it before. But it's given a little bit of colour, and I'm just clearing up around it. So that bin bag, and I've got some wood chip in here. So I've got a bit of a problem in that. If you can see down here, got a lot of like brambles coming up, and they tend to come between the fence. So that kickboard there is the actual boundary. If you can see that cement post there, that's the boundary. And then there's a little picket fence, and then behind that there's another panel fence. So they tend to come up in between and it's difficult to get to them. And then they spread in. So I'm trying to get as many of them out as I can, and of course this ivy here is a bit of a problem. So I'll just show you where I am. So this is actually my driveway, and there's just a tiny strip of land alongside it, and I don't want a lot of brambles in there because then every time you get in the car they scratch your trousers or whatever. So I'm going to try and get as many of them out as possible. And then I've got an apple tree here. So this down here, I've got some more pots here. So I'm clearing everything up, and then I'm going to put some pots there. And this down here is the squished up apple pomace that I pressed. So the apples that came off the tree I pressed, and then the leftovers came back and have gone around the tree. But I don't want to leave them there because I've got this ivy growing up the tree which I need to tackle. And getting in there, it's going to be a bit slimy. Trying to climb in there to get rid of this ivy. So my plan is, I have got a plan. I've got some pots. There's down here, there's a drain. You probably can't see it, just looks like mud probably, but there's a drain cover. And so I'm going to put pots on top of that. So I've got one here that's like that's a bonsai lilac in that pot there. And behind there I've taken some cuttings of some lavender. I'm going to do, I've got some more here, you can see. So, and this is another pot I've got here. And we always used to, when I was growing up, they always used to put gravel in the bottom of pots. Or the old broken terracotta pots you used to put in the bottom for drainage. But I just put in here some old eggshells. So I know, like most people say about sticking them in the oven and grinding them down into dust and then using them on the plants, but I've just crushed them up and stuck them in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick some of that apple pomace on top, just a little bit, because that's slightly acidic. And the two of those will gradually break each other down. And then I've got here, this is a section of my wormery. So this is the kind of compost you get coming out of a wormery. It's quite strong though. So I'll put that on top of the apple pomace in there. And in this bucket I've got, this is the soil that came out of that pot. So this pot, what I had in it had died, and so I've taken it out and you get a surprising amount of soil in there. You know, it's compacted a bit. So I'll put some of the original soil back on the top, and then I'll put something in that pot, and that can go on top of the drain. And then, well, with these brambles, I haven't really got time to. Some of them I can get a fork into and get them out, and most of them I'm just going to chop down to ground level. And then I've got in this sack here, so this is some sawdust, and then I've got this wood chip as well. So I'm going to have a good clear out, get rid of, try and cut as much of the brambles and the ivy out of these nice plants, and then put a kind of mulch around of sawdust and wood chip